What's going on, YouTube family? It's your man Pristine, back with another video. Happy New Year to you all, and we're going to start the new year off by giving the Samsung Galaxy S25 the pristine treatment. Now, as you saw, there was just a quick unboxing that I just did. Decided to switch things up and do it a little bit differently just because of the fact that there's rarely anything in the box but the device and, you know, the quick start guide, the charge cable, and the SIM ejection tool. You know, didn't want to, talk your ear off, before taking you through that process. So now that the device is out, rather, I'll get into the specs, and then, we'll take a peek at the hardware and mess around with the software, features, functions, and then we'll close this thing on out. Timestamps are down below in the description box. So if you do not feel like listening to me ramble on about this device, you do not have to. Just jump down in the description box and you can jump around the timestamps to get the information that is most pertinent to you, and you can move on with life. I do have to apologize for the beeping sound that's in the background. I know that on previous videos, you guys have sounded off in the comments and was like, dude, change the battery in that smoke detector. But the problem is the smoke detector is on one of the vaulted ceilings on the ceiling, and I don't have a ladder to get that high. So the reason why the battery hasn't been changed is because I cannot reach it. So pardon me, I hope that's not too much of a distraction while you're trying to listen to me give my thoughts and opinions on the S25 here. Now, typically at the beginning of the year when the S series comes out, I typically go for the Ultra. I decided not to do that this year for a few different reasons. First off, I just wanted something smaller, right? I wanted a small beast with no compromises, and the S25 is definitely that. Most of my phones are all much bigger phones, foldables. Lately I've really been rocking my my Moto Razr 2024 here. And yeah, it's nice when it's closed, pocketable, lightweight, even though it's got some, it's a little chunky when it's closed, but I'm used to that. But when you open this thing, I mean, it's like 6.8 or 6.9 inches. You see the difference there. And so just wanted to get back into something for the meantime that was, small in stature, lightweight, but still a powerhouse, had all the features, functions, cameras, battery life, all that kind of thing. And so that's why I decided to go with the S25. The other reason is comparing the Ultra 25 to the Ultra 24, there aren't very many differences with the exception of, the processor, obviously the new camera tweaks. The internal specifications, as far as the processor, gigs of RAM, all that type of stuff, all that stuff's the same across the board unless you get like a higher, gigabyte variant. And so, and the other thing too is, I've noticed that I don't want to say the standard 25, or I guess I'll say the standard or the smaller 25, because when you say standard, it kind of takes away the fact that it's a flagship, right? It's kind of like you're dumbing it down as though it's not a flagship, like it's more of like a mid-tier version versus the S25 Plus, and then of course the Ultra. No, spec-wise, internally, across the board between this, the Plus, and the Ultra, it's the same. So the other thing too is, I call the Ultras the overkill, because they're chock full of so many different things that I rarely use. I rarely even use the S Pen, so, I haven't quite reached the point, as far as my channel where I'm big enough to where Samsung is willing to send me out a review unit and all that kind of thing. So all the phones that I review on this channel are paid for with my hard-earned money. And to turn around and spend another $1,200 or $1,300 for a device, even though it's nice, but I never even really used half of the features that the Ultra offers. It's like, why do that? I could save money. I'm getting the same experience here. One UI is one of my favorite user interfaces. You got all the AI stuff. All the AI stuff here is the same as it is across the whole S25 lineup. So those are my reasons for choosing to rock with the S25 this year rather than the Ultra. Okay, now let's get into this thing, the specifications. Now, S25 here, this is the 128 gig variant, and that's going to run you $799.99. There is a 256 gig variant that will run you $809.99. Now, if you want to upgrade to the Plus, that starts off at 256 gigs. There's no 128 gig of the Plus. That's going to start off at $999.99. And then you also have a 512 gig in the Plus that's going to run you $1,019.99. Okay. Moving over to the Ultra, which it also starts off at 256 gigs. That's going to start off at $1,295.99. The 512 gig of the Ultra is going to run you $1,419.99. And then the 1 terabyte gig of the Ultra is going to run you $1,659.99. Now, I will say that usually right after the Unpacked events, the pre-orders go on sale, and Samsung is known for having some really, really steep discounts and promotions on their new devices. When you trade in certain devices, you can get significant amounts of money shaved off. There's a point system to where based on, what you purchase, you get a certain amount of points, and you can use those points to and they're instant, right? They're like, these points give you like instant credit on Samsung's website. You could use those points to get cases or get money shaved off of a watch or maybe some earbuds or a charging brick or just what have you. And so I chose to use my points for the Kind Suit case, which this case is $54.99 that I didn't have to pay for because of taking advantage of promotions that I had. So now that we've reached the street release date, which was yesterday, today's February 8th, Saturday, I did pre-order this and it did get delivered on the 6th, which was this past Thursday. But I was just super slammed and I just couldn't stop and pull away from working to get the unboxing video done. Yesterday was the actual street release date for the whole S25 lineup, which was February 7th. And so I'm not exactly sure how much longer those promotions are going to go on now that the device is on sale everywhere. But I know that, pre-orders and right around the time before the phone gets released, oh man, you could take advantage of some killer deals with promotions and trade-in promos and things of that nature. Now, for the display here, we've got a 6.2 inch Full HD Plus dynamic LTPO 2-time AMOLED display with a pixel resolution of 1080p by 2340. We've got a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio, 120 gigs of hertz. Oh my God, 120 hertz refresh rate. We have 416 ppi pixel density, HDR10 plus, screen to body ratio of 91.1%. We've got a peak nits brightness of 2600. That is super bright. And always on display Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and the rear with an aluminum frame. Okay. The guts, the internal specifications, we've got the Snapdragon 8 Elite. This is a 3 nanometer 5G chipset. We've got an octa-core CPU, Adreno 830 GPU, 12 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. Now, really quickly, I like the fact that Samsung now specifies on their website the exact amount of gigs that you get out of the box. And this is something that I've been ranting about for years because these companies, they lead us to believe that there's a certain gigabyte storage variant, but what they don't tell you is the pre-installed applications and the system data that's already pre-installed takes from your storage. So if you buy a device and you're buying it with 128 gigs on it, you actually don't have 128 gigs when you pull that device out of the box. It's less than that because of all the pre-installed, applications that are on it. And so Samsung, they now specify the amount of gigs when you take it out of the box. So for this one, 128 gig, fresh out of the box is going to be 99.2 gigabytes of storage out of the box. And it's going to give you that transparency for whatever gigabyte variant that you choose. And I'm a huge fan of that. So it's good to see that Samsung is being the catalyst for that level of transparency. Hopefully, other OEMs can follow suit. But I'm a big fan of that. So now, at least with Samsung, we'll know exactly what we're getting gigabyte variant or storage wise fresh out of the box, rather than playing a guessing game and having to turn the phone on and get down into the settings and see exactly how much storage we have to play with out of the box. Okay. Big fan of that. We've got Android 15 here running One UI 7 skin on top. We've got UFS 4.0. Samsung is claiming up to 7 major Android upgrades and updates over the years. And so, you know, if you want to rock with this device, I mean, you know, once you get it, you know, if you're one of those types of people where you don't, you know, trade your phone in and you rock it till the wheels fall off, keep it for like, you know, 4 or 5 years, if not longer, depending on, you know, the device's health. I mean, Samsung's got you covered, you know, so you're going to continue to get software upgrades and updates, security patches, all that thing for the, all those things, you know, for the next 7 years, I want to say. I know sometimes they release the security patches more than, you know, a few different times throughout the years. So, but that's pretty significant. I think that may be more than what the Pixel is claiming. I don't know. I have to look that up. But I know that, you know, Samsung first was like, okay, you're going to get more upgrades for a longer amount of time. And then it was exceeding the Pixel, and the Pixel stepped up and was like, not so fast, Samsung. We're going to offer the updates for longer. And I think now Samsung might be pulling ahead of Google again. So, yeah. Cameras, as you can see, we've got a triple camera setup here on the rear. We've got a 50 megapixel primary. This is an f1.8 aperture. This is a 24 millimeter wide lens featuring dual pixel PDAF optical image stabilization, digital zoom by 30 times. We have a 10 megapixel f2.4 aperture 67 millimeter telephoto lens, also featuring PDAF optical image stabilization. This has a 3-time optical zoom. And then we have a 12 megapixel 2.2 aperture, f2.2 aperture. This is a 13 millimeter, 120 degree field of view ultra wide sensor featuring super steady video. Now, the video features and camera features, we've got best face. I'm assuming that it takes a photo and just, or maybe it's a burst shot and it will select like the best face feature. I don't know. I have to dig into that a little more. But that's one of the nuances, I guess, that Samsung is claiming. So we've got best face, LED flash, auto HDR, panorama. We do have 8K recording at 24 or 30 FPS, 4K recording at 30 or 60 FPS, 1080p recording at 30, 60, or 120 or 240 FPS. We also have 10-bit HDR, HDR10 Plus, stereo sound recording, and gyro electronic image stabilization. Now on the front of this device, we have a 12 megapixel selfie camera. That's going to be an f2.2 aperture. That is a 26 millimeter wide lens featuring dual pixel PDAF, HDR, HDR10 Plus, and we do have 4K recording at 30 or 60 FPS, along with 1080p recording at 30 FPS. All right, now the battery. We've got a 4,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery featuring power delivery 3.0. We've got 25 watt wired charging, which that kind of baffles me because I feel like we've been at 25 watts wired charging ever since the S23, which was a couple years ago. I would have at least liked to have seen that at least bumped up to 50. You know, now Samsung is claiming that you get 50% in 30 minutes, but I mean, you know, I got devices, you know, like, you know, my Nubia Z70 Ultra that came with an 80 watt, or I think it was an 80 or 85 watt charger. I mean, it charges from 0 to 100 in like 15 minutes, no lie. I mean, that is insane. OnePlus is right on par with that as far as their charging speeds. I mean, so especially, you know, a wired charging speed. I mean, so, you know, 25 watt wired charging. I mean, I believe that there is a 45 watt charging brick, fast charging brick that you have to go and buy. But again, that's a separate accessory that you have to go and spend money on. You know, this phone was $800, $799.99. So for me, because I live in the state of Washington, tax is 9.5%. So that means that altogether it was like $854.19 or something like that. And you're just getting the phone in the box. Not trying to turn this into a rant, but you know, my Nubia Z70 Ultra, I think that phone was like $749.99, and it came with the charging brick in the box. It came with a case, screen protector. It came with all the things, and it was less than this. So, you know, it just kind of speaks to what Marquez Brownlee was saying in his full review of the S25 Ultra, where it's just like, you know, Samsung, they know that they've got the market cornered in certain regions, especially here in North America. And so, you know, people just go, you know, ape crap whenever a new Samsung device drops. And it just seems like the devices keep going up in price, but they keep taking away what's included in the box for us consumers once we buy these devices. So, you know, spending that kind of money, you shouldn't still have to go out and buy a charging brick, a case, a screen protector. All that stuff should be inclusive. In my mind, if you spend over $400 or $500, you know, you got devices that are like $200 or $300 and they come with a case and screen protector and the charging brick in the box. So that's, you know, insane to me. I mean, again, not trying to turn this into a rant, but those are just my feelings towards, you know, just, you know, Google, Apple, you know, Samsung, you know, Sony, man, you know, several OEMs are guilty of this stuff. It's nonsense. Yeah, so 25 watt wire charging. Again, Samsung is claiming 50% in 30 minutes. We do have 15 watt wireless charging featuring Qi 2.1 wireless charging capability. Again, that too, the 15 watt wireless charging. Why is that still at 15 watts in 2025 when it's been the same since like the S22 or the S23? It may even go up, spanning farther back than that. I mean, so that's kind of crazy. But again, you know, people, they don't really pay attention to these types of things because they're just so gung-ho on the shiny new device, you know. So yeah, 15 watt wireless charging, 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, which that's the same as it has been for some years now. Again, in 2025, I mean, all these charging speeds should have increased by now. All of them, okay? But, you know, we do have reverse, you know, power share or reverse wireless charging is just 4.5 watts. I mean, so it's not going to top, you know, your smartwatch, your Samsung Buds, whatever, you know, it'll, you know, give them a little bit of, you know, yeah. I mean, I get in a pinch, yeah. But I mean, that's not going to give you anything real significant. So I wouldn't really bank on that too much. You know, if you're concerned about, you know, your battery's dying, you may want to, you know, get yourself a charging brick, a fast charging brick. You know, they sell them on Amazon. They got them at Best Buy. Anchor makes some really good ones for not a whole lot of money, you know, and they come with fast charging capabilities to where you can charge your device or, you know, your watch or earbuds, whatever, super quickly. So, yeah. Again, USB Type-C, and this is Gen 1 USB 3.2 for the Type-C USB port. The colors and dimensions, we've got navy blue, mist, which is like a minty green color. We've got icy blue. That icy blue is a really, really nice color. I really went back and forth for a long time before I hit place my order on the Samsung website between that icy blue color and this. This is Silver Shadow. And I'm glad I went with this color because I'm a fan of the silver. But that icy blue is dope. It's a really nice looking color. Then you've got online exclusive colors, which is blue black, coral red, which is like a coral, like a peach kind of color, and then you got pink gold. Okay, those are the Samsung exclusive. You can only get those colors on Samsung's website. All the other colors, the navy blue, mist, icy blue, and silver shadow, you can get those colors anywhere. The weight is 162 grams. The dimensions is 146.9 by 70.5 by 7.2. Okay. The additional features, we've got NFC, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi Direct. This phone is fully unlocked. We've got sub-6 5G, millimeter wave 5G. We've got one physical SIM and one eSIM at the same time, or you can have dual eSIMs going at the same time, which is dope. We've got Galaxy AI, of course, dual stereo speakers. We do have DeX support. We have Bixby. Yes, I said Bixby. Y'all be sleeping on Bixby. But Bixby is super helpful if you use Bixby, because the more you use Bixby, the more it learns your usage patterns and the more user-friendly it becomes and the more helpful it becomes. I know that everybody's stuck on Gemini and the Google Assistant Alexa and Siri. But man, Bixby doesn't quite get, talked about as much as those other assistants do, but Bixby is helpful. It can be a useful tool at times.
You're welcome.
Shut up, Siri. Yeah, my iPad behind me. Yeah, we've got an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner underneath the display. We've got a dynamic island type of feature. Let me unlock my phone here. Beautiful display here. But yeah, we have oh, okay. Okay, sorry about that. All the notifications are starting to pour in because I just recently turned the phone on. But yeah, so the iPhone, they have the dynamic island, and you have like this a dynamic island-ish type of feature here. It's called Now Brief, and it's pretty useful, and it's kind of similar to the dynamic island on the iPhone, but it's just at the bottom rather than at the top. It's interesting. And I was curious to know if I knew that at some point somebody was going to copy the dynamic island, and, Samsung, they're like, yeah, and all these companies, they do that. So let me put this on 10 minutes, sort of stop going to sleep. Yeah, so that's all for the specs. Now let's, take a look at the hardware. Again, this is a 6.2-inch display. It's crazy to think that, this is now considered a small device. I remember back in the day when, phones were much smaller, and when a display was 5.5, it was huge, right? So when 6.2 came out, when they got rid of the big borders, the big chin and the big forehead on phones, man, it was, 6.2, I mean, it was like, whoa, look at that, it's huge. And now this is considered, a small device. And so I'm all for it. Sometimes I just want something that's easy to wield, that's lightweight with no compromises. And this is definitely that. Okay, so again, 6.2-inch display, corner to corner, very thin bezels. Again, that screen to body ratio, 91.1%, very thin bezels. Big fan of that. I like, the rounded corners here, primarily because when I hold my phone like this, there's not like a sharp corner that's digging into the palm of my hand. Sometimes more like squared off corners, that can get it can be kind of an annoyance, when your phone's in your hand for an extensive period of time. But this with those rounded corners is just a nice, comfortable feel. Again, the phone being as small as it is, I can easily wield it in one hand. Again, we've got that Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and the rear. It feels like the phone maybe has some oleophobic coating on the front and rear, because I'm not seeing a lot of like fingerprint smudges and things of that nature on the device. And I think this color too, really helps with that. That silver shadow. Oh, there's a little bit of a smudge there, but you barely recognize it. To the right side of the device, we've got our power button, volume rocker that sits right on top of the power button. We've got an antenna line right there at the top of the device. We've got two noise canceling microphones, an antenna line to the left. We've got an antenna line here as our 5G antenna right there on the side. At the top left, bottom left, we have another antenna line there. Bottom of the device, we have an antenna line. Here is our SIM tray, noise canceling mic, Type-C port, bottom firing speaker, and another antenna line. Now, the other speaker is in the earpiece right up top there. There's a small slit right above the selfie camera. Not exactly sure you can see that, but that's where the other speaker sits. And then, of course, to the rear of the device, we've got the Samsung branding right here, of course, and those three speakers now, and our dual tone LED flash right here. Now, those cameras, I mean, they protrude something serious. But the case that I got here, again, this is the silver case. It has a lip that goes over the cameras, and so it just very slightly, it sits right above the camera lenses, so that when your phone is sitting on a flat surface, then it's the lip here that's resting on the flat surface rather than your actual camera lenses. I mean, you don't want to scratch those, because then you'll be SOL as far as your overall, picture quality, and that would suck. Software wise, I've already got the phone set up. I downloaded Smart Switch and moved all my applications and everything from my Razr 2024 here on over to my S25, and we are ready to go. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll poke around the software a little bit, and check out some of the features and functions, and we'll go ahead and get up out of here. So so first off, I'll pop down into the settings, and we'll go to About Phone, and we will software information. Oop, hit the wrong thing. Okay, so here's where you see we've got One UI version 7.0. Let's go ahead and zoom in a bit so you can see that. Okay. Android 15. Okay, so there's your clarification on that. All right. Biometrics check. Now, I haven't set up face unlock as of yet, but I will. But as of right now, I've just got the fingerprint sensor, and it is lightning quick. I mean, you barely tap it, and boom, it just opens right up, super fast. Barely tap it. Boom, just like that. Okay. Now performance, again, you see that everything is super smooth. We've got that 120 hertz refresh rate. I do wish that we could change the refresh rate. Certain devices, they give us the ability to change it from 90 hertz to 120 to 144 or 60, whatever, we want to, rock it out at. Let's see, what's popping YouTube music real quick. And I am connected to my Wi-Fi. Data speeds are going to differ from Wi-Fi. I understand that, with 5G, they're trying to get, they're getting that much closer to data speeds actually being just as fast, if not fast as, Wi-Fi connections, some of the strong Wi-Fi connections as well. So, I have a very strong Wi-Fi connection. My phone is connected to Wi-Fi here at my home. It's gonna fly through pretty much everything that I try to load up here. But just know that, I mean, the phone, it's gonna do that as well on a data connection. But depending on where you are, if there's like interference, or if you don't have the strongest connection, it may take a second or two or three to load up whatever page that you're trying to load up, or app rather, based on, the type of content that app is holding. Now, YouTube music, that actually has become my primary source of streaming music. It was Spotify. But I don't know, somehow, some way, my kids, they have a Spotify account as well. And we have like, our whole house is tricked out with Amazon and Alexa. And so it's weird. It's like, if I'm listening to something on Spotify, a playlist, then if the kids start listening to one of their playlists, one of their kiddie playlists, then it will like bump my music. But then if I go back and hit play on my playlist, it'll bump their music. So it's weird. I don't know, because they're separate accounts. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. So what I started doing was just messing with YouTube music more, and I actually really like it. I like it a little more than I do Spotify. So now that's become my primary. But big files, because I have tons of music on both platforms. And you see it just opened them both up. I mean, with no problems at all whatsoever. I mean, you know, these are my playlists on Spotify. Playlist. These are all playlists that I've made on Spotify. So when I tell you that I have a lot of music, and it's a lot that has to be loaded up because of how much music I have on this thing, and these are just playlists that I've created. We ain't talking about, like, you know, what's in my library with just albums and things that I've saved. These are just my personal playlist that I've made. I mean, it's insane. I don't think I have this much on YouTube Music yet, but I'm getting there because I've got a lot of music on there as well. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, so we'll pop up out of that and we'll go to Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is my pristine reviews or my camera reviews, the music that plays in those videos. Comes directly from Epidemic Sound. I have a monthly subscription that I pay $15 a month, and as long as I maintain my subscription, I have full reigns to use any music that I want in any of my YouTube videos, and I don't have to worry about copyright infringement. And that is huge. And this app, I remember, you know, I was I was one of the volunteers to give input on the app before the app was launched. And this app has come a mighty long way. Every genre of music imaginable is on this app. And there's so many artists out there that you probably never even heard of. There's so many people out here that are musically talented, from, you know, DJs, producers, you know, rappers, songwriters, singers, whatever, you name it. And yeah, it's just, yeah, everything imaginable, all types of genres, beats, instrumentals, whatever is on Epidemic Sound. And so, you know, if you're a content creator and, you know, you struggle with where you're going to find music for your videos and you're concerned about copyright infringement, I would highly, highly, highly recommend Epidemic Sound. Shout out to my Philadelphia Eagles. Those of you that know me know that I'm a diehard Philadelphia Eagle fan, have been ever since I was a kid. They're playing in the Super Bowl tomorrow. I hope that they run through Kansas City. Shout out to my man Jay Will. I know Jay Will's an Eagle fan as well. And man, Eagle Nation, stand up, man. Go Birds. Go Birds. My man Gilly got the whole world turned up, you know, with Blow the Whistle and, you know, his little dance that he does. It's just a fun time right now if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, man. But yeah, so this is my YouTube channel, or my YouTube page rather, and it's just flooded with Eagles content. Yeah, so this is YouTube. You saw that just popped right up with no problem whatsoever. Let's go shopping. Go to I haven't went into Amazon, but you saw how quickly that popped up right there. Let's go to Best Buy. Okay, popped up really quickly, couple of seconds. No, the phone is new. I haven't logged into any of my apps really. I mean, so yeah. But let's go to Puma. Puma is like one of my favorite sneaker brands. Yeah, I need to stay off of this site. I've got so many pair of shoes, it's insane. And Puma, I've just been going on a tirade with ordering Pumas. I mean, so yeah, shout out to Puma, man. Shout out to Puma. Swipe up, hold. Now, I think this is a different little wrinkle in One UI, because I know that it was just, you know, the open applications, they used to just go straight across like side by side, but now they're like this. This kind of, I think the iPhone is kind of like this, if I remember correctly. You know, when you're scrolling through the open applications, and so you see things are held very well within the RAM. Nothing is having to like reload or anything like that. Let's go back to Spotify. Yeah, everything is just held nicely, you know, in the RAM. Okay, so you know, as I figured, you know, performance on this phone was going to be a beast. I mean, you know, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, 12 gigs of RAM. Come on, you know, this device was gonna fly. So you know, I have to give a thumbs up, you know, for the fluidity of the device. Now, the tail of the tape is how this phone will be able to perform, you know, over the test of time. Right, this phone is brand new. Very lightly used, and so you know, we'll see, you know, how long it will perform like this. You know, I'll do like a 4 or 5, maybe 6 month review later on, Lord willing, and you know, we'll look and see, you know, how it's you know, managing, you know, at that point after some, you know, real extensive usage, real world testing, you know what I'm saying, really putting the phone through its paces, you know, all that kind of thing. All right, now we'll do is we'll pop down into the settings, and of course, typical stuff. I mean, especially, you know, if you're a One UI fan, I mean, this is going to be nothing new for you. But I'm just going to breeze through these really quickly. Oh, excuse me. Connections. This is where you've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, SIM manager, connected devices, quick share, Samsung DeX, Android Auto. And I believe this is where we're going to find, oh, NFC. I think NFC is under the other one, but we have under connected devices, quick share, music share, auto switch buds, call and text on other devices, continue on other devices, camera share, storage share, link to Windows, multi-control, Samsung DeX, Smart View, Galaxy Wearable, Smart Things, and Android Auto. Okay, under connections, this is where we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC, and contactless payments, airplane mode, SIM manager, mobile networks, data usage, mobile hotspot and tethering, more connection settings, and then if it says looking for something else, Samsung Cloud, secure Wi-Fi, link to Windows, Android Auto, and quick share. Okay, those are all under connections. Now, Galaxy AI, it says chat assist, note assist, photo assist. So those are all the things that are under Galaxy AI. So advanced intelligence, call assist, get real-time translation during voice calls. Writing assist, get tools to compose, organize, and improve text, plus chat translations and suggested replies to text messages. Okay. Interpreter, live translation of spoken conversations available as voice or text output. Note assist, auto format, summarize, spell check, and translate text. Transcribe and summarize recordings. Decorate notes with AI generated covers and images, all with note assist. Transcript assist, we have transcribe voice and call recordings into text, then summarize them for easy review. Browsing assist, get simple summaries of web pages, translate text and images, hear summarized web pages read aloud, and listen to highlights from articles and posts on select sites. Okay. Photo assist, reimagine images by moving or removing people and objects, creating portraits in a variety of fun styles, and sketching new stuff into their backgrounds. Okay, drawing assist, transform simple sketches into awesome art, create images from text, descriptions, and turn photos into cartoons, paintings, and more. Okay, auto eraser, eliminate distracting noise in videos by adjusting the volume of voices, wind, and other sounds. Photo ambient wallpaper, see how AI changes your own photo based on the time and weather. Okay, now brief. Get a personalized briefing with suggested content and actions that change throughout the day. And then we have Health Assist, which this is get personalized insights and guidance based on your health data. Okay. And then we have Process data only on device. For added privacy, you can prevent collection and processing of your data for Galaxy AI's advanced intelligence features. Online processing provides the best results and is required for some advanced intelligence features. Okay, you can click that on or off. By default, it's off. And then we have about advanced intelligence, terms and conditions. Okay, so that's what you're going to find under Galaxy AI. Now we've got modes and routines. Choose a mode based on what you're doing, where you are. Your phone settings will change to match your activity and situation. So what you can do is you can add your home, work, or other places to start modes and routines when you arrive or leave, which routines is a pretty dope feature. I never really use it, but if I wanted to, you know, that's something nice to dig into if I really wanted to do that. All right. Now we've got sounds and vibrations. Sound, vibrate, mute, vibrate with ring, yes. Ringtones. This is where you're gonna, you know, switch your ringtones. This, you know, I've got so many different ringtones from Zedge. And so this is where I be getting like the Halloween. You know, my phone's always tricked out with like Michael Myers stuff. You know, my ringtone on every phone is the Halloween theme. And then even like my notification text messages, my notification sound from WhatsApp or even Facebook Messenger is like Michael Myers related. So yeah, but this is where you go if you want to change your ringtone or your notification tone. System sounds, you got touch interactions, dialing keypad, Samsung keyboard, charging, and screen lock or unlock. And then you have system sound volume where you can toggle that right there. Okay, now volumes, again, I like the fact that each thing has its own individual volume. The ringtone, its own individual volume. Media, own individual volume. Notifications, system, AI assistant, alarm, they have their own individual volume sliders. I love this because I remember back in those days where the ringtone and the notification tone was the same slider, and I hated that. I hated it because there were some times when I wanted to say maybe decrease the volume of the ringtone, but maybe increase the volume of my notification tone, and I just couldn't do it because they were the same slider. That one slider controlled both the ringtone and the notification volume, and I hated it. So I'm a huge fan of each individual thing having its own dedicated volume slider. So now if I want to turn the ringtone up or down, I can do that, and it's not going to affect the volume of the notification slider or vice versa. You know what I mean? So big fan of that. Big fan of that. Okay. Bottom of that, use volume buttons for media. Control the media volume by default when you press the volume button. Okay. Then these three dots, media volume limit. You click on that and you can set a limit. Protect your ears with the media volume limit for your headphones and Bluetooth audio devices. You know, that's dope that they have. I never recognized that. But if you want to use that, then you can turn it on and then you could set the decibel meter here so that, you know, your Bluetooth devices where you're listening to headphones or you're connected to like a Bluetooth speaker of some sort, it won't go over a specific volume just to protect your hearing. I like to rock out, you know what I'm saying? Turn that thing up however loud I want it to be, you know what I'm saying? So I won't be using this feature, but it's good for people that do want to have that feature. Okay, boom, I never knew that was there. Okay, we got call vibrations. So this is where you can, you know, choose how you want the phone to vibrate when you get calls and notifications. You've got basic, heartbeat, tick-tock, waltz, zig, 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 offbeat, spinning, siren, telephone, ripple, cricket, rebound, bounce, tap, dubstep, fireworks, gallop, shuffle, and spring. So these are all different vibration patterns that the phone has. So you can toggle that. Notification vibration, same thing. Okay. System vibration, vibration intensity. So you can choose how intense you want the vibration to be for each one of, you know, your calls, notification system, or media. Okay. Sound quality and effects. Now I think that this is a very slept on feature in Samsung devices. I talk about this in pretty much every Samsung video, and so I'm not going to spend too much time with it because as much as I've talked about it, I mean, you guys should know what it is by now, but just in case you don't, I'll just, briefly summarize it real quick or just go over it. Now, the phone does have Dolby Atmos, which is dope, right? Click on Atmos and you can customize the sound. You've got auto experience breakthrough audio for media playback that flows above and around you. Okay, so auto optimize sound automatically for whatever you're listening to. Movie, deliver the best possible audio for films, shows, and videos. Music, make all your music sound richer, fuller, and more balanced. And then you have voice, make voices loud and clear. Okay. Now, we have an equalizer, which it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 9-band EQ. I haven't set to custom because I like to, I like to toggle my EQ because I like everything to be even. I'm high on treble and clarity, so I always increase the treble to the highest amount just so I can hear the hi-hats real nice and clear. I'm not real bass heavy. I do like to hear the bass and bass drums and stuff like that, but I don't want one sound being so blaring to where it's completely drowning out the sound of the other tracks in the song, right? So I set my EQs a very specific way, just to allow me to be able to listen to music in this particular manner. But I mean, again, I mean, the more we have to kind of tweak sound, I mean, I'm an audiophile, you know what I mean? So this is very important to me because the way music sounds is very important. And I have a very keen sense of hearing, and there's just a certain way that I like to listen to my music. So this is huge for me. Those that are like me, you've got presets, balanced, bass boost, smooth, dynamic, clear, or treble boost, and then you got custom. And when you hit custom, then it's gonna bring up the EQ. You'll see when you hit bass boost, you see that particular setting. Balanced is just just you didn't toggle any of the bands. It's just the same, it's just in the middle for all of them. Bass boost, smooth, dynamic, clear, which that's odd to me because clear, you would think that the treble, these two here on the far right are the two treble sliders, and the more treble, the more clear the sound is going to be. It's interesting that for clear, the treble wouldn't be turned all the way up, but I don't know who Samsung has, providing these EQ metrics, but it seems kind of off to me, but it is what it is. But then when you hit treble boost, then you see those two go up a bit. But then, you hit custom and it gives you the ability to, toggle it how you want to. So like if you hit balanced and then you move either one of these, and then it's just going to turn to custom, right? Custom is any one of these sliders that you move on your own manually, then it's your custom setting. And so it will always be like that, when you hit it. So if I move the treble slider all the way up, boom, to 10, if I hit balanced, it's going to go back down. But if I hit custom again, it's going to go back up to 10. So once you set it, it memorizes what your setting is. Okay. And I'm a fan of that. Okay. We got boost dialogue, make it easier to hear voices in videos that have other background noise. Loudness normalization, prevent sound from suddenly becoming too loud or too quiet while playing media. We've got app sound settings. Okay, if you change sound settings in a quick panel while using a media app, settings for that app will be saved here and applied again the next time you use the app. Oh, okay, that's dope. That's pretty nice. And then we have adapt sound. Now this is one of the things that I really love about Samsung devices. Okay, adapt sound gives you perfect sound that's tuned just for your ears. It works whenever you're wearing headphones. Choose a preset that matches your age or take a hearing test to create a personalized sound profile. Okay, now by default, adapt sound is set for media and calls, but you can have it set for media only or calls only. Okay, Now here, what you do is it says under 30 years old, and it says boost high frequencies. 30 to 60 years old, which I'm 46, and so that's why I click on this. It says boost high or mid frequencies. Over 60 years old, boost all frequencies. Now you notice there's a little a little settings wrench on the side of these. So you can go and you can do a preview once like headphones or a Bluetooth device is connected, and you can preview how it sounds just to kind of make sure that it's how you want it to sound. Okay. You can do a sound test, which is dope. And based on how you score on the sound test, the phone will automatically curate a sound setting specifically for how you scored on that test. I mean, and then you can add a personalized sound profile as well. If whatever these pre-installed profiles, if they don't do them for you, then you can add your own personalized profile. Like, how dope is that? You know, yeah, I'm a big fan of this feature. Huge fan of it. Okay. Then we have UHQ Upscaler. Make the sound of your music and videos clearer when you wear headphones. Okay. You can turn that on whenever you're connected to a Bluetooth device or headphones of some sort. Okay. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is all under sounds and vibrations. Now we got notification status bar, do not disturb, lock screen notification status bar, notification pop-up style, do not disturb, advanced settings. Let's pop into advanced settings. So for advanced settings, you got sort notifications by time or by priority, filter notification, notification history, conversations, floating notifications, show app icon in notifications, suggest actions and replies for notifications, show snooze button, repeat notification alerts, app icon badges. I have numbers selected. You could either have a dot or a number. See, manage notification categories for each app. Notification categories menu will appear on the notification settings screen for each app. I like that. I think I may turn that on. And then looking for something else, we've got notification sound and flash notifications. All right, for display, dark mode, of course. You guys already know me. All black everything. No racist, okay? Zero racist. But if there's a black, red is my favorite color. Red and black is my favorite color combination. I mean, so if there's anything that I can make dark, yeah, I'm going dark. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, dark mode settings, you could schedule it. It's just got to be on dark mode all the time. Every one of my phones, dark mode. My computer, iPad, everything, dark mode, everything. Yeah. Brightness slider, adaptive brightness, extra brightness, increase the maximum brightness. This uses more battery, obviously. Motion smoothness. Now we only have adaptive and standard. And this is what I was saying earlier in the video, that it'd be nice to be able to choose, 90 hertz refresh rate, 120, 144, that'd be nice just to kind of give us more control over the higher refresh rate. I don't think that this is a variable refresh rate, which means that based on what you're doing with your phone, it's just a variation of refresh rates based on what you're doing. Basically the phone will pretty much dictate the refresh rate based on what you're doing. I think this is just locked at 120. Wait. Okay, adaptive gets smoother animations and scrolling by automatically adjusting your screen refresh rate up to 120. Okay, yeah. So it is variable. When it says up to 120, then that means that it's from 0 to 120. So, your refresh rate is just going to be, based on what you're doing, what the phone thinks it should be, you know what I'm saying, based on what you're doing. Now, standard, get longer battery life by automatically adjusting your screen refresh rate up to 60 hertz, which it looks terrible. It really does. So it's on default by adaptive, and default is where adaptive is where I'm going to keep that. Okay. Eye comfort shield. This is keep your eyes comfortable by limiting blue light and using warmer colors. Using at night can make it easier to fall asleep. You've got adaptive and custom. By default, it's on adaptive when you turn it on. It's off right now, but if I turn it on, then you'll see adaptive is already selected by default. I'll just keep that off for now. Okay. Adaptive color tone, adjust colors and white balance based on ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear more natural in different environments. I swear that's an iPhone feature with True Tone. This is Samsung's variation of True Tone. That's got to be what that is. This feature uses your camera as a sensor to detect the current lighting conditions. Oh, okay. Yeah. And see, so as soon as I turn that on, things got more warm, which means there's like a yellowish hue to the screen. You see, so that's like True Tone on an iPhone. So now turn that off. Now things just went back like black, and it just got cool again because I'm noticing like a little bit of a bluish tint to the darkness rather than that yellowish warm tint. You see, screen mode by default, it is on vivid. You do have vivid, you have natural. Now you have some examples here of how things look while it's on the vivid setting versus the natural setting. Vivid has a tendency to oversaturate. And I'm a huge fan of that because I'm all about colors popping and things being nice and sharp. Nothing against natural, but I just like things to be a little bit more vibrant than natural. Not to say that natural looks bad, but it's just not as sharp as vivid. And vivid, I mean, vivid is vivid. So I like things to be vivid. So now, when things are on vivid, you see we do have the ability to control not just the white balance. We can make things more cool by sliding the slider to the left, or make things more warm by sliding the slider to the right. And you can see cool is like that bluish tint, warm is that yellowish tint. If you hit advanced settings, this is going to give us the ability to change the RGB, the red, green, and the blue, but then you also can toggle the vividness of the RGB as well. And I think that's a nuance. That wasn't always there. That's a new feature. We had the ability on other Samsung devices under this setting to change the RGB, but I don't recall ever seeing a vividness slider there on the RGB toggle slider. So that's a nuance. Now, you notice with natural, all that goes away. Everything is just natural, you see. So yeah, vivid is how I'm rocking. Font size and style. Okay, this is where you can change your fonts. I like bold text, and so I will turn that on. And you can, let me see, font style. Got default Samsung 1, Gothic Bold, or Roboto. Just keep it on default for now. And I believe there's, download fonts. Yeah, you can download fonts, if you want to do that. And then here's the font size. Default setting. You can, move that slider to make letters larger, or to the right by move the slider to the right to make letters larger. Move the slider to the left to make them smaller, is what I was trying to say. Okay, boom. All right. Screen zoom, camera cutout, screen timeout, 10 minutes, easy mode, edge panels. I never really rock with the edge panels, but you see when you turn that on, then there's a little bar that just popped up right there. You guys see that? And then you just slide that over like that, and it's gonna bring up the edge panel. Check out new Galaxy AI features, AI Select, Now Brief, Drawing Assist, or Interpreter. Okay, yeah, all those things are, yeah, I rarely ever use the edge panel, so I'm just gonna turn that off. Navigation bar, manage the home, back, and recent buttons, or use gestures for more screen space. Okay, so this is where you will toggle your gesture navigation. And at this frame of the game, 2025, I don't know anybody that's still using the digital keys at the bottom. Actually, you know what, I use them on foldable devices because I'm in fear that these folding screens, this polymer is so delicate. I'm always afraid that, like, if I'm swiping from the side, that a fingernail somehow is just gonna go underneath the screen and peel it up a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's paranoia, but I'm just I always think about that. So with foldable phones, then yes, I will use the the three navigation keys. But on devices like this, just, you know, candy bar style, glass slabs, oh yeah, gestures. Gestures. Nothing but gestures. You see. Accidental touch protection, we got that turned on. Protect your phone from accidental touches when it is in dark place, such as a pocket or a bag. Touch sensitivity, increase the touch sensitivity of the screen for use with screen protectors. Show charging information. Show battery level and estimated time until full when always on display is off or not shown. Screensaver, there is none by now, but show a screensaver after the screen turns off automatically while your phone is charging. You can have colors, you can have device control, Flipboard, photo table, photo frame, or Google Photos. Okay. And then looking for something different, we got side buttons, language, vision enhancements, and always on display. Okay. That is under display, ladies and gents. We have battery, power saving, and charging, which learning usage patterns, 87% available. Of course, I haven't used the phone that often, so it's still trying to learn the ways in which I'm going to use this phone. Oh, pardon me. Power saving, background usage limits, battery protection, adjust charging behavior to extend the lifespan of your battery. Okay. Let's see. Keeping your battery at a full 100% charge for a long time can reduce its lifespan. Choose an option below to protect your battery and make it last longer. Okay. That's off, but if I turn that on, by default, it's on basic, which is when your battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery level drops down to 95%, and then charging will start again. Then you have adaptive. Stop charging at 80% while you're asleep and switch to basic before you wake up. Sleep time is estimated based on your phone usage patterns. And then you got maximum. Your battery will stop charging when it reaches 80%. Okay. So, yeah. You've got some options there to, you know, protect your battery over the long haul. And yeah, I'll turn that off by default. I'll turn that off for now because I never really seem to have battery issues on either of my devices. But that's a pretty nice feature to have, battery protection. Okay, scrolling down, charging settings. Show charging information, fast charging, fast wireless charging. Oh, I didn't realize that you can turn those off. I don't wirelessly charge my phone, so I'll just turn that off. Let's see here. Wireless power sharing. Yep, that's off by default. Good, we'll keep that off. Auto dim screen. Dim the screen when battery is below 5%. Show battery percentage, battery information, and tip. Okay, get out of that. Okay, we've got wallpaper and style. And this is where you're going to go and change your wallpapers. You got the color palettes, dim wallpaper when dark mode is on. And let's see, you see we've got a few different options here. And these are the featured ones. These are my gallery. These are created with AI. These are generative and photo ambient. Okay. Okay, we got translucent, terrain, night, luminous, and mineral. Create something new. Imagery, night, painting, terrain, mineral, luminous, soft focus, translucent, and bloom. Okay, and then photo ambient. See how AI changes your own photo based on the time and weather. Works best with outdoor photos taken during the day. Try now. Okay, no, we won't try that right now. But we've got graphical. We've got 6 graphical colors. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 colors. Wallpaper services. So we have get new lock screen wallpapers automatically and see something different each time. dynamic lock screen, Samsung global goals, or none. So by default, none is selected. So we'll keep that there. Okay, and then we've got get more wallpapers here. Most of my wallpapers are like I said, Halloween, pictures of Michael Myers on the screen, you know, just like on my my Razr 2024 here. That is dope, man. You see the bloody knife there, blood spatter on the mask through the ad. This phone is so filthy. The Razr 2024 is dope, man. Yeah, because this outer display, man, this outer display, you could just do. Oh, didn't mean to call London. It's my baby girl. But yeah, this outer display, man, it just there's nothing like it. I mean, I'm sorry, Samsung, which you don't come close, you know, to this phone. Yeah. So with any wallpaper, you can change the color palette, you know, just to make sure that the colors kind of match, you know, the wallpaper. And then dim wallpaper when dark mode is on. I have that turned off. Okay. So we've got themes, Galaxy themes. Yes, continue. Hugs and hearts, nope. Don't care about none of that. And so this is where you can, you know, you can download new themes. I believe you can get like app shape packages, I believe. Beautiful themes for you, sweet season, hearts and love themes, Valentine's Day and more, premium seasonal themes, best original themes, all-time favorite themes, music themes, Valentine's love spells, animated themes, recommended for Jewel, which is me, daily new themes, famous landmark themes, dark mode themes, video themes, Serenity themes, daily top downloads. And under themes, you got wallpapers, icons. Yeah, so yeah, you can download, you know, icon packs. You know, you've got featured, or you can hit top, you know, just to give you an idea of just like what are the popular ones there. Now, there are charges for some of these. I mean, they're inexpensive. I mean, $1, this one's free, 99 cent, free, $1, 99 cent. I don't know if any of these is going to be more than 99 cent that you have to pay for. But, you know, sometimes people use these things and it looks like there's a whole nother launcher on the device. And it's like, nah, they just put a different icon pack on there. And that, all that stuff can be bought through the Galaxy Store. So, yeah. These are the featured, this week's picks. Then you can hit the little arrow there. And this is all this week's picks. And you can select, I mean, these are all 99 cents. Oh, there's one for $1.49. $1.49. Okay, yeah, $1.49 is the highest that I've seen. So yeah, there are charges for some of these, but then there's a lot of them that are free as well. Okay. So that's under themes. All right, home screen, we got layout, app icon badges, app size, app labels, widget labels, home screen layout, home screen grid, app screen grid, folder grid, add media to home, add media page to home screen, show app screen, button on home screen, lock home screen layout. That's just, you know, if you like download some new apps, they're just gonna go straight to your app drawer. It's not gonna pop up on your home screen. So when that's locked, any kind of change, when home screen layout is locked, you're gonna have to unlock that anytime you want to like make changes to your home screen. So like if you want apps to be in like a different area or something like that, you're gonna have to take that lock off and then do it and then put the lock back on. So like you'll see like how I have my home screen. See, it won't, like a long press on it and try to move. Home screen layout is locked. You can unlock this by, what did it say? You can unlock it in settings and then you can hit settings right there. So that's what it does. It locks your home screen. So nothing can change how the screen is. And that is under home screen. Lock screen and always on display. Okay, so this is where you're gonna, find your pins, fingerprints, biometrics, facial recognition, all that type of stuff. Extend unlock, what's that? Okay, I'll mess with that later. Secure lock settings, always on display. Now bar. Okay, so this is the now bar. So this is the dynamic island type feature. Check the information you need right now and start essential features without unlocking your phone. Okay, so the live notifications that I'm currently getting are sports from Google, Maps, and Samsung Health. Now I can view more. Make notifications for ongoing activities more visible. Live notifications will appear on the lock screen, on the status bar, and at the top of the notification panel. Okay. So all these things are turned on by default. Sports by Google, Maps, Samsung Health Interpreter, Clock, Voice Recorder, Samsung Notes, and Emergency Sharing. Okay. Now brief, get a personalized briefing with suggested content and actions that change throughout the day. Okay, that's turned on. Media player, current mode. Okay, the now bar. Touch and hold to edit, roaming clock, contact information, show unlock transition effect, about lock screen. Okay. So this is all the settings that you're going to find under lock screen and AOD, which stands for always on display. Now we'll click on always on display real quick, and you notice that the always on display, it's different. It's iPhone-ish. Like iPhone, like the Pro and Pro Max versions of their phones that have always on display, the display doesn't go black. It then just starts to display the time, date, and notifications. The screen just dims, enabling you to still see the time and the date. And I'm actually a fan of the dark screen, just like this, for instance. You see, you can see the blur of Mike Myers' face in the background, but then when it goes off, then you just see the time. Okay? And I'm a fan of that. Now you'll see here, that's always on display on this phone. It used to be like this, where the screen was black and you just saw the time, the date, and any notification icons that you may have received. Okay? These are the notifications right here, the icons on the Razr. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it would be nice if we had the ability to toggle it to the dark screen and just have, just the white numbers and letters and things to see. Yeah. Not exactly sure why Samsung felt the need to do this, because I think that the way always on display used to be was sufficient enough, but I don't know. I don't know. Because on the iPhones, I mean, well, it's good to have always on display, but I was kind of hoping that it was going to be like it is on Android devices, which is just a dark screen and just see the, to me, I could see things better that way. Now you could toggle the always on display, you could toggle the clock and all that type of stuff, but I personally, I'm not the biggest fan of this iteration of always on display. So, okay, when to show, you got tap to show, auto, always, or as scheduled. And then it says for new notifications. So that means that it will only pop on when you get new notifications if the phone is locked. Okay. Show a clock and notifications when your phone isn't in use. Yeah. All right. And I know that we could change the information somehow. Edit lock screen, face recognition. Okay. I'll have to find where that is. So we've got security and privacy, auto blocker, permission usage. This is going to be all your security features: lock screen, account security, lost device protection, app security, turn on app protection, updates, screen lock and biometrics. You can also, security. Yeah, so you can access fingerprints, facial recognition, all that type of stuff here. Auto blocker, which is turned on. It says your phone is protected. Security status of your device, more security settings. Let's see. So secure Wi-Fi, block USB connection while locked, secure folder, enhanced data protection, allow apps to be pinned, password, passkeys, and autofill. Make passwords visible, Samsung blockchain key store, install unknown apps, device admin apps, trust agents, view security certificates, user certificates, install from device storage, clear credentials, Android safe browsing, Galaxy system app update. Yeah, so there's just a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, so we've got locations, safety and emergency, accounts and backups, Google advanced features. This is where we have Bixby. Okay, try recommended features, Samsung account, voice registration, language and voice style. Let's see here. Okay, notices, sound feedback, use while locked, offline processing, talk to Bixby, Bixby without wake up. Yes. Yes, I want to talk to Bixby without waking the phone up, because Bixby is very useful. A lot of y'all be sleeping on Bixby on Samsung devices, man. Side button settings, notifications, unlinked device, personalized Bixby customization service, labs. Okay, let me see. Create wake up phrase. Create a new wake up phrase. These features may not be supported on some devices. Bixby Labs features may be modified or removed without notice. Okay. And then we've got privacy settings, privacy notice, get news and special offers, permission, leave Bixby, about Bixby, contact us. Okay. Side button, multi-window, motions and gestures. Okay, lift to wake, double tap to turn the screen on, double tap to turn the screen off, alert when phone is picked up, mute with gestures, palm swipe to capture. Okay, and then looking for something else, keep screen on while viewing, which I have that feature turned on as well. So as long as I'm looking at the device should not go to sleep. All right. Let's see, screenshots and screen recordings. I think that's set up to where I like triple tap the back of the device for a screenshot. Let's see. Oh no, actually it's the palm. It's you slide your palm over. There it is. Okay, yeah, I had to remember that on Samsung devices. It's that palm slide to take screenshots. But yeah, so under screenshots and screen recordings, got show toolbar after capturing, delete after sharing, hide status and navigation bars, save original screenshot. Format by default, it's on JPEG. Save screenshots in internal storage, or if you have, you can't put an SD card in this phone, so you can save them in different folders. I got it. Okay. Okay, done with that. And then we got screen recordings, record sound, media, video quality high, selfie, video size. By default, it's in the middle. You can toggle it to small or large. Show taps and touches, save screen recordings, and same thing with the screenshots here. You can save them in different files. Okay. All right, so we've got digital well-being and parental controls, device care, apps, general management, accessibility, software update. Now we'll pop into accessibility real quick. We've got recommended for you. When the camera detects a document, you can scan it to extract the text, making it easier to read. Turn on dark mode to reduce eye strain by switching to dark backgrounds. Turn it on and off in the quick panel. Okay. We've got vision enhancements, talkback, hearing advancements, interaction and dexterity features, advanced settings, about accessibility, and contact. And so each one of these you can click on, and there's just a slew of features underneath each and every one of them. So this is under vision enhancements. Okay. Talkback. Okay. Hearing enhancements. Okay. Interaction and dexterity. A universal switch, assistant menu, voice access, answering and ending calls, interaction control, touch and hold delay, tap duration, ignore repeated touches, auto action after pointer stops, sticky keys, slow keys, bounce keys. Let's see, advanced settings. And these are just quick panel buttons, accessibility button, gesture, side and volume up buttons, volume up and down buttons, flash notification, time to take action, looking for something else, repeat notification alerts. Okay. So yeah, I mean, anybody that needs to take advantage of any of the accessibility features, it seems as though Samsung has got you covered. All right, software update, tips and user guide, and about phone. Okay. So now we will pop into the camera here, and let's see. First time going into the camera, so usually there's like a bunch of pop-ups that just kind of takes you on a bit of a tutorial, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So here we are, default camera. This is 1 time, 2 time, 3 times, that's that optical zoom there. Okay, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, which is crazy. Okay, let me see. Wow, yeah, that just got super close. Don't need it that close. All right, so if directly to the left of photo we have portrait, and that is the only thing we have to the left of photo. To the right of photo we have video and more. We have expert raw, pro video, night, food, panorama, slow motion, hyperlapse, portrait video, dual record, and single take. Okay, and you can edit these by moving them down to the slider here if that's something that you'd like to do. Okay, now we've got this little slider here where settings, flash, timer, aspect ratio. Let's see. So this is okay. Yeah, with the flash on auto. Timer, we've got 2, 5, and 10 seconds. Okay. By default, it's on 3x4. We've got 9x16, 1x1, or full screen. Okay. 12M, zooming in while using 50 megapixel results in a smaller resolution and file size. Okay. Oh, so it's 12 megapixel by default, but you can tap that and go up to 50 megapixels. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's motion photo on. Okay, I want that off. Okay, and then we're going to go to settings. And these are the camera settings. Scan documents and text, scan QR code, shot suggestion, get on-screen guides to help you line up great shots, intelligent optimization. Okay, quality optimizations, maximum, medium, speed up capture time by doing less optimizations. Ah, interesting. I don't recall if Samsung camera apps had this particular feature on previous Samsungs, because I know that over the years there's been a lot of complaining about shutter lag and people missing out on photos or opportunities for a photo because the shutter just took so long to capture the photo. But this puts me in the mind that if this feature was a thing on previous Samsung devices, then maybe this would have needed to have been turned off. Okay. Because right here, so by default, it's on maximum. Medium, speed up capture time by doing less optimizations. Minimum, take picture as fast as possible by not optimizing pictures after they're taken. This setting only affects photo mode. Interesting. I don't recall that feature being on other Samsung devices, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Scene Optimizer automatically optimizes the color and contrast of pictures to make dark scenes look brighter, food look tastier, and landscapes look more vivid. Okay. That's all under intelligent optimizations. Maybe that wasn't there. Maybe that's just like a new AI feature with this device or something, because I don't recall seeing that, and I carefully scrutinize these devices and I go through everything while I'm in the settings. So, and I don't recall seeing that on any other Samsung device. So interesting. Okay, so for pictures, we got swipe shutter button to take burst shots or create a GIF. Watermark, yes. Advanced picture options, high efficiency pictures, pro mode picture format, or motion photo capture, before and after shutter, or before shutter only. Interesting, okay. Let's see, for selfies, save selfies as previewed, swipe up and down to switch cameras. For videos, auto FPS use for 30 FPS videos only. We have, it says record brighter videos in low light conditions by automatically optimizing the frame rate in video mode. Okay, by default, that's used for 30 FPS videos only, used for 30 FPS and 60 FPS videos. Okay, I'll just leave that as is. Video stabilization is on. Advanced video options. By default, we've got HEVC selected. High bitrate videos, that's off. HDR is on. Log, what is log? Okay. Add an option to record in log format to the camera preview. Log format captures a wider dynamic range for more flexibility when editing. To record in log format, both this setting and the option on the camera preview need to be turned on. Log videos will look flat and gray until you correct their color gallery. Okay. Select which mode to add the log recording option to. Pro video mode only. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone because I don't really know much about that. Okay, audio, we got zoom in mic, 360 audio recording, and audio playback. Okay, so that's all for advanced video settings. Now, general, we got tracking and autofocus, composition guide, location tags, shooting methods. We've got press volume button to take a picture or record video, voice commands, floating shutter button, or show the palm of your hand, which you just show the palm of your hand to the camera and it'll flash the photo. Settings to keep. Okay, so when you turn these on. I mean, if you find just that sweet spot setting, then you can save that setting so that every time you go into your camera app, it will be on that setting, as opposed to every time you go into your camera app, you have to go through all the options and reset it how you want it. Okay. So if you find something that's the sweet spot, make sure you take advantage of these features and save it. Settings to keep: camera mode, selfie angle, high picture resolutions, filters, super steady, portrait zoom, exposure. By default, only portrait zoom is selected. Keep the zoom you last used for real camera portrait mode instead of always starting in the default zoom. Okay. Nice feature there. Shutter sound, vibration, feedback, permissions, reset settings, about camera, and contact us. Okay, so let's take a photo here. See if we got some shutter lag here. Took that photo nice and fast. My little hourglass here. No shutter lag there. Okay, spin the camera around. Get a quick selfie. Choose a color tone for your selfies. By default, it's on natural. Let's see what warm looks like. Yeah, we'll go with natural. Okay, and then let's see. We have. Okay, so we can zoom out a little bit. All right, let's see. Okay. The photo was quick. No lag. Yeah, good looking photo. Super detailed. Nice. Okay. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the camera there. And yeah, I think that is that's where I'm going to close this video. Let me see here. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I want to go through before I do so? No, I think I covered pretty much all the bases. Actually, here, let's go to, let me see. Oh, didn't mean to hit Xbox. No, don't want to sign in that. Let's test these speakers real quick. Let's go to Epidemic Sound real quick. I'm going to sign in. And let me see. Okay. My faves. Let me see. I'm gonna turn this up. That doesn't sound like my music. Okay, hold up. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me see. Okay, volume is turned all the way up. Wow. That has really full sound. Bottom firing speaker. You can still hear the sound coming from the top speaker here. Sounds good. Bassy too. Okay. Turn it down. I'll be so afraid that I'm gonna blow a speaker. I'm like, please, when I turn these speakers up, don't let me hear no distortion, because some of these songs be real bassy. And I don't listen to music on my cell phones, but I know that this is important because some people do. And I see people at work doing that all the time. They'll have their iPhone just sit on a flat surface and they won't have it connected to like a Bluetooth speaker or anything. They'll just have the music playing from the phone itself. And I'm just like, okay, I can hear it, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know. That sounds great. Let me see. It's a little louder when you turn it sideways, because holding it like this, the sound is like radiating off your hands. Wow. Nice. And see, that's an example of what I'm talking about as far as Epidemic Sound, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that I just have a subscription with them, I mean, just that right there alone, what I just did. Just pull up any song and just listen to it. And I don't have to worry about copyright infringement. I mean, if I went to YouTube or something like that, or yeah, I couldn't monetize this video. Because if I did, I may get a letter from YouTube saying, hey, you used this song in this video and this song belongs to this artist. And yeah, you either got to take the video down or edit the video and scratch that out of the video. And yeah, with Epidemic Sound, man, you don't have to worry about any of that. So if you're a content creator and you're looking for dope music to put in your videos, I highly recommend Epidemic Sound. Or if you're just somebody that's a fan of music like me, you know what I'm saying, and you just want to listen to whatever's dope and whatever sounds good, get Epidemic Sound. You can't go wrong. Maybe a little steep for some, $15 a month. It's worth it for me because I'm a content creator. You know what I mean? And just not having to, I've got a few of those letters from YouTube. Strange too, they were, at the time that I used those songs, they were free. But then like a year and a half later, I got an email from YouTube saying, hey, this, I guess, whoever the producer of the track was at the time sold it to an artist a year and a half later after I used it in my video. And yeah, I mean, the video got demonetized and it had to be taken down. So not trying to deal with that. And, again, Epidemic Sound for me is just, it's a safe bet. I can use any music and I don't have to worry about anything. And that's what I'm in. That's what I like. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap up my unboxing, first initial thoughts and impressions of the Samsung Galaxy S25. Again, giving it the pristine treatment, scrutinizing everything, going through all the settings and features, functions, and things to help you make an informed decision on your next smartphone purchase. Okay, if you're considering one of these S25 series, then I hope this video is useful to you in helping your decision. If you like this video, you already know, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of videos that I've done like this one. And keep it locked because it's 2025 and there's going to be so many devices coming out in the year that I'm going to have featured here on the channel. You don't want to miss anything. Hit that notification bell so that when my videos drop, you'll get a notification that new content is available and you can check that out at your heart's desire. Comment section is where I'm chilling at always. If you've got any questions, comments, or feedback of any kind, get down in the comment section, talk to me. I respond as quickly as I can. And all I ask is that we keep in the comments, keep it nice and respectful. Okay. I respect everybody's thought processes and opinions. Yeah, this is a channel of peace. And, I love to talk tech and I want to talk tech respectfully. So thank you for keeping that in mind. And you guys already know, please stay safe. Again, Happy New Year to you all. Get spiritually fit if you haven't already, because tomorrow is never promised. Stop putting off until tomorrow what you can do today. If you do not have a relationship with the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it is never too late. God is always ready to start over. And I am a living testimony. I have overcome insurmountable problems in my life. And the only reason why I sit here before you today is because of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I am not ashamed to tell you that. If he changed my life, if he picked me up and turned me around and placed my feet on solid ground, he surely can do the same for you. There's nothing that we can go through in this world that is too much for him to handle. He has conquered this world. Remember that. So no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it is, no matter how tough things may seem to be, just know that you were created by God that conquered this world, and he would never place too much upon you that you cannot handle. Always remember that. Get spiritually fit. Keep it pristine. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.